I'm here this morning while we're waiting around for the breeze to settle with one of our most famous contestants in this regatta, Gordon Maguire. Probably one of our most humble as well. The man has done some miles. Would you call these easy miles in the 1 metre sailing, Gordon?
No, these are some of the hardest miles I've ever done.
And you've done some hard miles, being brought up where you were, where it's cold and windy and wet.
Yeah.
But you're enjoying it.
Oh, absolutely loved it. I mean, I had the ability to get here a couple of days before the whole event kicked off. I've been here for 4 days now, and every day has been some of the best sailing. It's just been absolutely amazing.
I've been watching your boat go through the water, and I love its action through the waves. Tell me about it. Tell me about your design evolution and how you've come up with this, because the hull is all you.
Well, this is my 5th 1 metre.
Yep.
It started all way back. I bought a 10-year-old, what we call a Canto design by Graham Bantock. Beautiful boat. But it was sort of like a last generation style. And that got me interested in back sailing 1 metres. And I've always really admired Graham Bantock. He's always been quite fastidious and really, really good designer. Anyway, COVID hit and we all got impounded, or whatever you want to call it. And I decided to have a crack at a wooden boat.
Lovely.
And off the internet, I copied some of David Jensen's designs, which he publishes for free on the internet. And it was a simple way to start, and built a wooden one. And it was a kind of a next generation style, and I really liked it. Because as soon as I started sailing it, I'm thinking, I could make this better. I could build this in fiberglass, and so then you start mulling over a whole bunch of things, and using some of his plans and his layouts and all the stuff that he provides incredibly generously for free on the internet. I set about building my first one, which was number 2. And then I built a third one, which was a kind of a variation on 2 that became 3, 4. 4 didn't quite work out. My friend John Selsford is another great guy. He keeps telling me port side's good, starboard side's not good. It wasn't very significant. This one, once I got the Spot of the Worlds, is actually a variation on number 3.
Okay.
I chopped the mould up. Number 3 was a big, high prismatic boat, big ends, really full in the bow, and almost parallel sided. It was all about uprange, lots of riding moment. And for this boat, where it's painted green, I basically chopped off the front of the mould and rebuilt the front of the mould and thinned it down, because I had heard that Gladstone has waves. Although it's not a huge fetch, there are little short chop wind driven, so I really fined up the bow in order to counteract the bow having less volume. I had to move the rig and fin back, and then I could see that the Viz guys were working on their end plate effects and things like that, and aerodynamics. So I thought, well, we could have a go at smoothing up the deck and making it all a little more aesthetically pleasing. And in the end, and then when I took this boat off the mould broke, all the bow fell off of it.
So it's a one-off. It's a one-off.
I'll give it as a prototype.
Okay.
I've got 2/3 of the mould, but it's only the back 2/3.
And
it's a bit of fun. It's evening entertainment.
I see your jib pivot points nice and neat and easily controllable with how you've set that up.
Yes, I have a little 4-to-1 line on it to squash the boom down.
Yeah, so 4-to-1.
Copied that off Rob Nelson.
Okay, New Zealand. Yep.
He's been playing around with that, and I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
Not much of this is original.
Okay.
It's just pieces of everybody else.
Picking up pieces of genius from everywhere. That's the way to do it.
Like the shear lines and stuff like that on the back, which are actually hard to build. I was copied but influenced by Ian Vickers. I like his V10.
Okay.
To me, was a really cool boat. Obviously his 11 and 12 are very cool too, but I just like the 10. And so...
whose keel and rudder are you using?
Craig Smith.
Craig Smith, yep.
Craig Smith fin, rudder and bulb.
Yep.
To me, it's something you can buy off the shelf, and it's
Yep.
the best in the world.
Yep.
So why try and reinvent the wheel?
Oh, and Craig's very good at producing fine things.
They're immaculate.
Yeah. And tell me about your qualifying journey. You've had 5 blokes from Lake Macquarie that have ended up in this regatta, and there might have been a few adventures along the way as to finding your way here.
We've actually had quite a bit of practice time, I guess, just playing at Lake Macquarie.
Yep.
Even though I'm representing Ireland, having 4 of the Australian team to sail with for a couple of weeks before we got here really, really has helped me.
Yep, good.
I'm still a bit fingers and thumbs with the controls, but obviously, hopefully that'll get better.
I've got a couple of thumb training methods, but they're not for sharing.
Oh no, you have to share it now. You can't go all the way like that and say no, I'm not sharing. This is all about sharing. Look around, all these people talking and chatting while we're waiting for the wind to fill in.
Yeah, we've got wind. We've got a little northwest trough holding the direction in the left at the moment. Just waiting for that to burn off, I hope, so we can get some racing in.
There will seem lots of people watching. It seems like they're sailing because there's wind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not in the forecast direction.
Yeah.
And it's not an ideal direction for this racetrack.
No, it's...
So I think the race officer's happy to wait a little.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah, it's been the highlight of a lot of 1 metre regattas that I've been to around the world is the waiting.
The
waiting. Well, thank you for your time, mate. What do you call the little blokes that run around on your boat and do all the work?
Oh, well, yeah. So all the other guys, they're all running batteries and winches to power the sails in and out. I've got a whole bunch of leprechaun cyclors.
Oh, I had minions.
Yeah. Minions. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a sort of international version, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
My little leprechauns, they get bored.
Yeah.
So I've got to stir them up and wake them.
Okay, well.
They're down there cycling away. It's quite entertaining.
Good. Enjoy the regatta, mate.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers.